Okay, it's the You Show. The You Show at Outlook.com. We're here with Sonny.
Yeah,
Smiley Sonny.
we're having fun.
I want to introduce you to the You audience first. You are a performer, singer, author, children's author, adult author, a little bit of a comedian,
A little bit,
and a high hopeful person, a positive thinker.
which was written on every report card I ever had, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good. That's perfect. Okay, you know what? Maybe we're going to talk a little bit about your books after, but maybe you want to sing a song right now?
Okay.
How about the song you're going to do is Fly Me to the Moon?
Fly me to the moon? Sure.
That sounds good.
I go to that mic?
Yes, you can go to that mic. This is
All right.
Sonny, the Songfather.
Ah.
It's going to start out a little bit low. Sonny the Songfather. I need you.
Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. Let me see what's... You want to try that again? Because I don't see myself on the screen. Oh, there I am.
And a magician.
All right, we should start again.
Okay, we're going to start again. And
stand
I
here and
apologize,
start?
that was my mistake. We're going to rewind and start again. This is Sonny with Fly Me to the Moon.
Yeah.
Huh?
Everything's fun before we,
I should have done that.
maybe before you leave.
I don't think
Okay, you're on air. Go for it.
Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, you can snap at me. Baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Musical break. Everybody get up, dance around the studio.
Okay, sing along.
Come on, Linda, dance in here.
No! That's why you're on camera.
This is one of my favorite songs.
Okay.
It's a nice, beautiful thing to say to somebody. You know? Come on, take my hand and let's just go to the moon. Get the hell out of here. Fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore. You are all I cherish, all I hope for and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, in other words, I love you. Thank you. I'm going back to the other mic
Thank
now.
you, Sonny. That's great. Maybe we'll hear a little bit about your books now.
Okay.
So when did you first become interested in writing? I know you've been interested in singing a long time.
That's pretty much my
When
whole
did you
life.
write your first book? Which one was your first?
Butterfly and the Dinosaur. That was in 2010.
Butterfly and the Dinosaur. What's that about?
It's about a dinosaur, a lonely dinosaur, who's everybody's kind of afraid of him because they don't really get the time to get to know him. They just go by his size, or they're a little afraid. And he meets a beautiful butterfly, and they became very good friends. And he falls in love with the butterfly, and then the butterfly wants to go back to where she came from, with all her other butterflies, because it's just the two of them. And so he's upset and he cries in the book. I call it the River of Tears. But by the time the ending comes, he's okay with it. what happened. He's happy for the time that they had together.
Don't tell us the ending now.
And,
gotta
and,
read the book.
and the way it ends is,
And there you go, Sonny the comedian.
yeah, has potential, talks
And
too
your
much
other
in
book?
class.
What about your other book?
Then the next book was this. Was
I like the
I think
Sonny-
it was The Monster Down the Block, like we said before.
The Monster Down the Block?
Yeah, and it's
Like we said before. You mean on another show?
on the other show. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to tell us more about it?
Sure. It's The Monster Down the Block is about a guy that's down the block. His lawn is never done, and the shutters are falling off, and the house is unpainted, and the house is always dark. So it was like the spooky house on the block, and God forbid you hit a ball over the fence, you couldn't go get it, and they were scared. So these 3 kids decide to play a prank on him, and they get caught. And as part of their punishment for him not telling their parents, he makes them do work all around the house, do the lawn, paint the house, do the shutters. And in that process, they all get to learn about each other. And they find out that the guy is not really a scary guy. He was blind. His wife had died years before that, and there was nobody to take care of the house for him. And then there's a few other lessons to be learned at the end. But that's what I try to do in everything, is have a lesson, something to be learned by it.
Yeah, I like the stories. Like, this would be great for kids who are in school.
And not just for kids.
Yeah, adults also. Yeah, there are some adults
as
who learn a
adults,
few
we're guilty of it
lessons.
too. We're quick to judge somebody by the cover, and if they're not from the same neighborhood, or if they don't think the same as us, we kind of tend to flick them off. But if we take the time to get to know them, we're all the same. We really are. We're all going through the same things. We're all going through the same joys, the same sorrows. We all bleed red. There's really nothing different. I really believe that.
Okay, so we're sitting here watching you sing and watching you talk about your books and all, and you're saying everybody's the same. So tell us about how you are the same as some other people. I heard that you survived something.
I had, in 2006, I had a little pimple on my neck. Every time since I was a kid, if I got my hair cut, when they shaved the back, I always got a little pimple. It would come to a head and disappear. And this time it didn't go away. And so I went to the doctor, and it started getting, as they call it, uglier. I guess that's a medical term. And they sent me to a surgeon. He put me on antibiotics, and I just said, that's not right. It's not working. Something's wrong. And they went in, it was cancer. So I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Wow.
And at the first diagnosis, it was stage 3, and I was going to need a bone marrow transplant. And I was going to be 3 to 5 months in the hospital inside a tent, and then another 2 months at home inside a tent. And anybody would have to come to see me, would have to put the gloves on and the mask and everything. So I had a tumor here, and I had one down here in my groin. And that's what makes it stage 3. And they went and did a biopsy on the one in the groin and sent it out, and they came back and they said, yep, it's definitely cancer. We're going to have to start a new round of treatment there, And so when they went in to figure out what they were going to do, it was gone. Gone.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's up above.
So you said when they went in to figure out what you're going to do, first, when you first started talking, you said they were going to do a bone marrow transplant. So you mean you avoided all that?
I didn't need it, yeah. I went from
Ah.
stage 3 to stage 1. And the funny thing,
Well, how's that possible? Like, what happened?
it's God, that's
Divine
it. There's no other answer for it. And I'll tell you why.
Wow, that's cool.
When I'm in the hospital, and we have a good friend of ours that's a priest, and he came to see me, and I know we can't curse on this show, but that's how we talk. We talk to each other like we're out in the back with a bottle of Jack or something. And so he's getting ready to leave. I was having surgery that day. He came that morning. And so he does it, the thing with the anointing and, and said a prayer, and he's walking out, and I said, hey, what about my neck? He's like, oh, you're a pain in my ass. So he came back, and he puts the blessing on the thing and walks out. And within 10, you can ask anybody in my family, within 10 minutes, my whole neck blew up like this.
Really?
And my sisters and my mother were at the foot
Wow.
of the bed, and I see their face, and I'm like, what's the matter? Oh, nothing.
Something in that holy water.
I said, somebody better tell me what's going on here. So my sister Tina took out a mirror and gave it to me, and I looked, and I'm like, what the? It was out past my ear.
Oh, my
out like
goodness.
this. So now they wheel me into to the OR, and they're getting ready to get me the anesthesia, and I told the guy, nobody's touching me until the doctor comes in, Dr. George Donato. He's operated on me like 6 times. And no, I said, you're not touching, I almost broke his arm. I said, you're not touching me until George comes to see me. So he comes out, what's going on, what's going on? I said, look at my neck. And he went, holy, can't say it for this show, but I said, that's not what I want. I don't want to hear that from my surgeon.
See, we have an automatic blip.
When he went in and cut me open, it all shot out all over the place, not to be disgusting, but he said all the bad fluid that was inside the tumor
Right.
Somehow got outside the tumor.
Wow.
Now that's priest and that's God, and so when he cut it, all the fluid came flying out.
Oh my goodness.
So now, that was in 2007, cancer-free since then.
Wow.
You know, it was a tough haul, chemo and radiation, and lost all my hair, eyebrows, everything. And this is what came back.
So how long did you do the chemo for?
8 months and 3 months of radiation.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're here and you're not wearing your hat. I see you on Facebook.
I forgot my hat. I was
I
gonna
see you
wear
on Facebook. Did you forget it in the other room or you didn't wear it at all today?
No, I put it aside and then I forgot it.
Okay.
'Cause I
And
didn't know
no
what to wear. I was gonna wear a
sunglasses, no
suit.
hat?
You know what? I'm going to wear this.
You just be yourself.
That's what I'm doing. I wear my lucky Mirasol. My son's a golf pro down in Mirasol Country Club
Oh, very
in
nice.
West Palm Beach.
Uh-huh.
And I was down there in the beginning, and he gave me this as a Christmas gift while I was down there. And
Let me ask you something about Florida. Well, maybe there's a lot of New Yorkers down there. I was listening to you tell the story, and we've all traveled, different states and all. One thing I've noticed, the people from New York talk fast. We just talk faster. And when I've gone to other places, they'd be like, I'll just be like, blah, 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 and they're like, hold on, I didn't
Yeah.
understand a word you said.
Yeah.
I was listening to you tell that story, and I wanted to tell you,
They're
go
like,
a little bit
"What?"
slower,
Yeah,
go a little bit
please.
slower, slow down a little bit. But it's interesting.
And the
different
cops tell me
travel to
that too,
different
with the way
states.
I drive.
So when you went to Florida, are they slow talkers or they're just like New York?
Well, in West Palm Beach, and Jupiter around there, there's a lot of New Yorkers transplanted down there. So,
Okay.
but I get told that a lot. I get told up here, slow down.
So
We
you
just-
went to Disneyland and Disney World, right?
No, I haven't gone there
You didn't?
since he was 2 years old. My son. I
Okay.
should go there. I keep getting him tickets every year. You know, Dad, I'm going with so and so and a bunch of friends. All right, boom, you got 5 waiting for you at the window. I should
Okay.
make it 6 one day, and I'm going with him myself. You know,
Yeah. You've never been there?
it's not since he was 2.
Oh, wow.
I went to Universal about 8 years ago, and that was pretty cool. But
So let me ask you a question.
go ahead.
If you had your own radio show or TV show,
I'd love to have my own TV show.
you can have your own TV show.
I mean, you see what I do on Facebook.
Yes, yes.
This is what I'm singing into.
This is what I'm saying. Why don't you
This
get
is
your
it.
own TV show?
A lot of people
really?
don't know that.
What is that, like an iPhone?
I put the iPhone on my computer and I sing into that, and everybody's like, "Wow, you got
Really?
some studio over there." Here's my
That's
studio.
good. Is that iPhone 6, 5, 4?
6, yeah.
6?
Well, I would love that.
Okay.
You even have some local talent.
Okay,
on
so
it.
later I'm
I
gonna
think-
tell you how to
I
get
think
your own
that's my
TV show.
niche, you know. If you haven't noticed, I like to talk. So, you know.
Didn't know that.
So-
Yeah.
I've never
And really, I'm shy. People don't believe that. But.
I know you're shy, and that's. So I want to ask you, you're starting your own TV show.
I would love it.
It's your very first day, your very first show.
hmm
How you started?
Oh.
I tell them about the experience I had today with Linda Perry.
Oh no!
Yep. And it's because of Linda Perry that I have my TV show.
Well, that's sweet.
And I would tell them this is a dream. And, I think maybe the cancer kind of kicked me into gear a little bit because, like the movie The Natural, everybody see that? With
I
Robert
saw
Redford?
part of it, I think.
He was up and coming. He was going to be the greatest
Uh-huh.
baseball player that ever lived, and then he got derailed by some stupid decisions. And
Mm-hmm.
finally gets back on track, and he's like almost too old. Everybody's telling him he was too old, but
Mm-hmm.
he did it. It's a movie, of course, but still, he went out and he did it, and realized his dream and became a champion. And that's kind of like what happened with me. And I get that a lot on Facebook now. People say, "Where have you been? You've got a nice voice. Where have you been? I've never heard of you." And life kind of took me off track a little.
And it's more than a nice voice, though, because there are a lot of people out there that have nice voices. But there's only one Sonny, and there's only, when you combine the nice voice with the uplifting personality, when you combine the nice voice with the positivity, and it's basically with the healing, with, like, from the time I was a very little kid, music has always been healing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Music can be better than a doctor sometimes.
Oh, without
for
a
real.
doubt. Absolutely.
Because you can control your illness, or you can control part of your illness by thinking. That's why they do the positive affirmations, like in a lot of the cancer hospitals. They'll have they'll say, we're going to kill the cancer cells and stuff like that. Just thinking positive.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's more than your voice. It's more than you have a nice voice. It's everything. It's the whole package.
Thank you.
The comedy, the humor, the singing,
My
and
antics.
the message. The message, and even better than that, because a lot of singers with nice voices don't reach out to the kids.
No.
And so your 2 kids' books, or you have 2 or you have more than that?
I know.
You'll be working on the 3rd one.
I am working on it, yeah.
Okay.
What,
You have a title for it yet?
No, not yet. I got an idea.
Okay,
It's called,
so-
actually the title's called The Reluctant Healer. And it's
Oh,
about
I like that.
It's about a little girl, that finds out that she's got the power to heal. And she finds out one day because a bird fell out of a tree,
Aw.
and a cat went and got it, and she got it at a cat's mouth, and she held it in her hands day after day. All of a sudden, it healed and went on. And word gets out that she's got this power, and she's helping everybody that she can. Like we were saying before, eventually you got to stop or you lose yourself. And it got to a point where she wishes she didn't have that power anymore. And as soon as she loses the power, her mother gets sick, and she
Wow.
don't have the power to help her mother. And I'm not going to tell you the end of it either, but I still have to do the illustrations. But again,
Okay.
there's a message at the end,
Right.
you know.
So the thing is, if we want more information about the books, and we want more information about, how you wrote the books, or what the story's about, and stuff like that, any more information, how do we get in touch with you? Like, do you have a website or something?
Yeah, sure.
Or
It's,
email? Do you have an email? Do you want people to contact you? Or
No, I don't
Facebook?
have
How about Facebook?
You can go to Facebook.
Okay.
The
So
website
you do have a Facebook site?
Yes, Salvatore Sonny Grosso, or there's also another page called the Songfather, which we
Okay.
were saying before.
Uh-huh.
And how that name came to be is people started asking, once I started putting the songs up, I took this very slowly, step by step. I started putting some songs on Reverb Nation and iTunes, and then putting it up and seeing if people would like it.
Oh, the Reverb Nation. I like that website.
Yeah, I got like
Because
600 songs on it.
you can get like one song. Like you can get one song or two songs.
Right.
And I like that. So you don't have to, if you don't want to buy like a whole album or something like that, Reverb is fabulous.
And so I
What's
got,
the- do you
I got some
remember-
nice accolades, I'm sorry.
Do you remember the first song you put on Reverb?
I think it was Heaven's Phone. I think it was
Okay.
the first one, I think. And then I just started
Heaven's
trying.
Phone. What's that about?
It's when people are missing somebody that's up in heaven, and it's been a belief of mine as far back as I can remember that you can talk to them, and if you believe that they'll hear you, then you'll also believe that you can hear them back. And we were saying before on the break that, you know what, I do it all the time. I talk to people every day. Some family, some just were close friends. A guy named Shelley Levine was like the brother that I never had, and I talk to him all the time, and he guides me. And if you believe it, you lose some of that sadness because then you still have that connection. For me, there's no finality with death. It's only the vehicle that died, but the soul and the heart stays alive as long as you want it to, as long as you keep it alive. And that's what
That's
this
really
song
cool.
is about. Yeah.
I like that. So you talked a little bit about healing before, and you're talking about Heaven's Phone and talking to people who have passed on before. And this is a show, this particular show will air in Staten Island, and at a later date it might air in other places. But since it's going to air in Staten Island, I'm going to talk about something that's related to that. And I want to know if any of you's known. We have a little audience here also. If you want to say anything regarding any of the questions we ask or anything, feel free to speak out. There's a healing garden in Staten Island. Do you know about the healing garden?
No, I did not.
It's a really, really beautiful, can't hear your head.
I do.
Yeah, so it's a really beautiful garden. It's got like the benches, and it has a waterfall, a couple of little waterfall fountains. I don't know, what is it?
I've never been there,
There are
but my
little
sister told me
waterfalls,
about it.
little
little wa-
benches, there's all the statues.
Is it like a
And all the
tranquility
greenery?
It's
garden?
like a grotto.
Yeah.
It's like a beautiful outside grotto, inside and outside.
Is it near Victory
You go
Boulevard?
And it's
all night
peaceful.
long.
It's inside.
Meditation and whatever
Yeah,
it is.
all that.
It's inside the Botanic Gardens. Like it's like a part of that.
Yeah.
It's like you go in the Botanic Gardens and then you go walking through it.
Right, you go in deeper.
And when you went walking in the direction, did you go to the Chinese Scholars Garden?
No.
Awesome place. The Chinese
Yeah.
Scholars Garden. You walk inside
Right
there.
over to the Blessed Mother.
Yeah?
Right.
I didn't see the Blessed Mother. Where is the Blessed
Oh,
Mother?
right to the Blessed Mother inside.
When you go in the healing garden?
Inside. She's inside.
Inside. Oh, I
Is
didn't
that
see that.
open?
It's
Is it my
open.
understanding it's open, you can walk in anytime you want?
Yes.
Yeah, as long as the garden's open, right?
Yes.
Anyway, so I'll get back to Sonny. I lost my train of thought. That's what I do.
The
That's all
healing
right. I'd like to
Sonny.
check that out.
Okay.
When I was
so-
going through the cancer, you talk about to beat it with your frame of mind. I get a little tired of the calls every day and the same questions every day. And I know that people care, but yeah. So what I did is I started sending out email blasts to keep them
Oh.
updated. And the first one was like Howard Cosell, or a prize announcer, was announcing me. That would be on chemo day. And then they would announce it as a fight in the ring between me against cancer.
Wow.
You know, and then every Thursday was chemo, and every Friday was shots of Neulasta, because the chemo kills all the white cells, and the Neulasta gives them back. You know, so it was like a hell of a roller coaster ride. That one I would do like reporting from a war over in the Middle East somewhere as a foreign correspondent. And it was the USA United Sunny Army against the evil forces of lymphoma. And so it got to a point where people were looking forward to it every week. Did you get it yet? Did you get it
And
yet?
that was a story, it became a story.
Well,
right?
yeah, you know.
Then I found your drive-along.
A
Yep.
drive along? What drive along?
Oh, yes, you were telling me about
I
that.
just felt
the
like I
drive-along.
was going for a ride with you every morning, and it was just so uplifting.
Wait a minute. Where's the drive along? I didn't see
Yeah.
that. Where is it?
Me neither, my sister was telling me
Are
about
you
it.
serious?
Where is the drive
We
along?
go driving every morning to work.
Yeah. I'm doing it on the way home. I'm a manager over at Adventureland Amusement Park. I've been there like 15 years. And I'm also a security guy over at St. Francis Hospital. So I'm
Okay.
doing like 90, 100 hours a week. So a lot of time I'm in the car.
Isn't that too much?
I would take my phone.
Yeah.
Well, after what almost happened in 2007.
Okay, you're right.
And hold it so you're driving along with me, and then play the music and sing along. So you would take the ride with me to work.
It literally
Take the
felt
ride
like
with
you're in
me
the
back home from
car
work.
with him, and you're going to work with him, and
Oh, that's so cool.
and
Are
it's
you
so
speeding?
upbeat. No, he's not speeding.
Yes,
Now, wait a
motherfucker.
minute. So you're driving, and where is the phone while you're driving?
I didn't.
So you have it on the dashboard? You're actually holding it? We didn't hear that. No, we didn't.
I get yelled at
We
all
all
the
know
time.
that you have
Stop it.
hands-free. You
I'm
put
not
it on
texting
the
and driving,
dashboard.
just
I was
hold
gonna
it.
say not texting.
A
Okay.
little Velcro.
Well, yeah.
A little Velcro.
So yeah, the drive-alongs.
Okay.
A lot of people like that.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And so the reason I'm into healing so much is because, like, this is my healing. Me doing a TV show is my
Sure,
healing.
absolutely.
I don't like to go to doctors, and I don't like to go to hospitals, and I have a whole lot of problems, from arthritis to a mild heart problem to the car accident to the brain injury, which is obviously obvious to you guys from before. So I forget a lot. I'll do a show and I'll do the same thing every week, and I will forget, and I'll have to write it down. And if I have it in front of me,
Forget you.
I can read it.
2000.
I forget what? What was that off air? Go ahead, repeat it, repeat it, repeat
Yeah,
it.
you owe me 2000.
You're in debt.
You forgot you borrowed 2000?
That's good. See, money I write down. So anyway, so yeah, so doing
the point
shows
is, whatever it is, you're dealing with it the right way and
That's-
accepting it.
Yeah, and I especially like a show like this when I get somebody so uplifting and somebody who's been there, done that, somebody who's come through a battle like that.
Yeah. Well, before that,
that's
in
an extra.
1999, I had a problem with my colon,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to go in for surgery, and they screwed up a couple of things here and there, and I spent like a good year and a half in and out of the hospital. I almost died twice. I had an out-of-body experience. My blood pressure dropped to 30 over 20. I was almost done, and I was up at the ceiling. And I don't know, I've heard about it. We've all heard about it our whole life. But I'm telling you, for real, I had it. And I watched them working on me and smacking me in the face and saying, "Mr. Grosso, come on, come on, come on." And when I told them the next day, the nurse said, "Yeah, that's what we were doing." They were, yeah. Sure.
It's gotta change it completely.
So, yeah,
Keep
so,
talking.
You know, it's been an up and down health-wise thing, you know. But
You realize you only got one shot. You only live once.
that's what yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. So, you know, is it too much? 90 hours a week? Yeah, but it's not, because I could not be here anymore, you know?
See, and I feel like I go through things and I carry, like you see, like one of your quotes, and somebody put it on the wall the other day. It wasn't your quote, but it was something like from the Bible. You take on other people's problems and you wear their coat, and you don't realize. And I have a habit of doing that to people around me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that maybe they're sick, maybe, you know, like just something. And
Well, you're a caring person.
I take on that whole, and you know, like, and I know when I read it on a Catholic, somebody, you know, a Christian wall, I said, I didn't realize that this is what I've been doing for quite a few years, saying,
And then when you realize you're listening to something upbeat and you don't have
Right.
to
Right.
stay in that frame of mind.
I don't have to be in that frame of mind.
Correct.
I put myself there, and I don't.
And you're not
mean to.
disrespecting
I don't
anybody
mean to be.
by doing it.
I don't mean to. It's that I'm trying to help somebody. Then I find myself like that's my problem now, and I'm saying it's really not my problem
Right.
now. It's
Right.
really not.
You know, how often have you heard of the stories where somebody went to save somebody from drowning and they drowned,
Right.
you know? You know, and it's tough when you're a caring person and a giving person.
I'm also a
You-
cancer survivor.
Are you? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There you go.
In 08, 09.
Okay, that was 07, 06, 07. There you go.
Yeah, that was some experience.
And so I hand the audience a note that says louder.
I will not say this out loud.
I'm sorry, we can't do this. You told us we weren't allowed to speak like this.
Wait a minute.
You said
Louder
no-
is
you
not a
said
four-letter
no
word,
curse
six-letter
words.
word.
Yeah.
Okay,
She,
I would
it's
like.
too bad she didn't hear any of your quotes while she was going through that,
I-
because she was.
I think we
would
gotta
love
hear
to.
a song because we only got like 4 minutes and
That's
15
it?
seconds. Yeah, and I have to make a few announcements like anything you hear on the show is not the responsibility of the staff or CTV
All right,
producers.
well, then let me throw in there, the website is www.sonnybella.com.
Oh, sonnybella.com.
Right.
Okay, and always look up Sonny Salvatore Grosso, Salvatore
Right, or
Sonny
the
Grosso.
Songfather. But
And
on-
you can get
on-
more information about the songs,
Songfather.
more information about the books and all.
Yeah, the
You know
new
what?
CD.
I'm going to put the music on and we can do some singing here.
All right, what do you mean we?
Okay,
You're
well,
backup singers.
hold on a second.
I don't see myself. I've got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got the string around my finger. What a world, what a life, I'm in love. I got a song I can sing, I can make the ring go. Anytime I move my finger, look at me, can't you see I'm in love? Oh, life's a beautiful thing, as long as I hold the string. I'd be a silly so-and-so if I should ever let it go. I've got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got that string around my finger. What a world, what a life, I'm in love. I'm in love with you, little boy. Oh, life's a beautiful thing, as long as I hold the string. I'd be a silly so-and-so if I should ever let it go. Oh, I've got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got that string around my finger. What a world. Man, this is the life. Hey now, I'm so in love. Boom. Thank you. Bam.
Thank you, Sonny. I think we
You
have.
like that, Linda?
Yes, we'll sit down and
That
talk
was
with us
great.
again.
Thank you.
I think we have, let's see, we have another minute or so. Let's
She's
check
the
out the
best.
time. A minute and 52 seconds. I have to tell you, this is produced through the facilities of Staten Island Community Television, and that it's airing on Time Warner, Cablevision, and Verizon. And you should have the last word. What's up, Sonny?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
1 minute and 38 seconds. Go for
I
it.
say it slower. Thank. What do we got now? You.
It's ad-libbing.
www.sonnybella.com.
Sonny,
I'd like to thank my audience.
I like to thank you
Thank you.
from the bottom of my heart, honestly, because you really touched me in a few different ways that nobody else could. Nobody else could. Not a psychiatrist, not literally very uplifting.
Thank you.
And I really want to
Yeah.
thank you for that.
I think because it's from here. That's why.
It
It's not from a book. It's, you know,
it's everything.
Thank
You're
you.
very inspiring.
Yeah,
you make me
Awesome.
blush.
absolutely.
I'm blushing now.
Did you know that you were going to be very inspiring?
Mm.
I'm just curious because he seems so.
You know what? Seriously, yeah. I've heard it my whole life. I don't know why. And I got 40 seconds now.
40
There's a
seconds.
family called the Nugent family that I grew up with. And I didn't find this out until 2 years ago. And one of them said to the other, and I'm talking third, fourth grade, that guy's got something. Let's never lose sight of him. He's got something. He has a feel for people. And I didn't know it then. I was just being me, and I'm just being me now. I got 23 seconds.
23 seconds, and this is the U Show at Outlook.com. If you have any more questions, write to the U Show at Outlook.com.
I love the use.
And go to Sonny Bella. Google Salvatore Sonny Grosso.
Sure.
And go ahead.
Want me to count it down?
Yes.
8, 7,
6,
5, 4.
3,
We'll say
2,
bam.